Hey everyone. Clicking on this video, I can probably already tell what you're thinking. Like, goddamn, this fucker hasn't posted in 4 days. What the hell is going on? Well, I'll actually tell you, this might be a little bit exciting news, but like a little bit bad news at the same time. Some shit's been happening like crazy, and this is gonna be definitely like a crazy story for the future. Like, y'all aren't even ready for this, but that's not what this video is going to be about today, and I'm going to hold on to that story that's really crazy for quite a bit of a later time, because I'm a little afraid to tell it, and I want to wait a little bit just to make sure it's kind of safe. Not that I'm afraid I'm going to be too young and not, like, experienced enough to tell such a crazy story, but I just want to, like, make sure that, like, the waters calm down before I get to telling the story. But anyways, let me actually get into the actual story that you guys clicked on this video for. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so I haven't really fully decided what I'm going to call this video. Now, obviously, if you clicked on this video, it's at the point where there's already, like, a title and a thumbnail for this video. But I already know. This video is kind of just going to be about, like, an incident that happened in freshman year during PE in the gym. And I thought it was pretty funny. I thought it was pretty fucked up. There was just a lot of emotions going around, like, all together and stuff. But so on this day was kind of just any other day in freshman year. During third period, me and my friend Angel were kind of just in PE. Now, I don't really remember what day this was, but this was one of the days where we didn't really have to do a whole lot. There were certain days in PE where our teacher kind of just made us go into the gym, and we could, like, play basketball, which me and Angel never did any of that. Also, Angel's his real name. He's not going to care, so I'm just going to call him that. But, like, we kind of just would, like, sit down and, like, talk and, like, show each other dumb shit on our phones and stuff. And, like, we'd always see, like, other kids playing basketball, other kids, like, playing volleyball. And this will be important for, like, the rest of the story. Kids sitting on the bleachers and a lot of other stuff. Now, there was this one kid named AJ, right? He had, like, a bunch of his friends. Like, him, I didn't like him one bit. And a bunch of his friends, like, I didn't really like them either, honestly, because, like, I had some of them in some of my other classes. We just, like, really didn't get along. But yeah, this was pretty much just any other day where our PE teacher pretty much decided that we weren't going to be doing anything too special or too athletic, or I wouldn't be doing anything athletic anyways. I ain't going to be running around in ripped skinny jeans unless there's somebody chasing me or whatever. But, yeah, I didn't care, I didn't dress out, or this isn't even really important to the story, but, me and Angel were just, like, in the small gym, sitting down, kind of, like, watching people play basketball, talking about, like, a bunch of stupid shit, and AJ and his friends, for some reason, they were at, like, a basketball court kind of near us, and, like, we could, like, overhear them talking. Me and Angel weren't eavesdropping because we're not, like, pieces of shit like that. We're not weirdos. We're not creeping on other people's conversations and shit. But we can, like, pretty much overhear them talking. And, they're, like, playing basketball and stuff. And so I just want to give a little bit of backstory real quick. So, there's this one kid. I'll figure out what to call him after I'm done giving a bit of an exclamation. I cannot fucking talk. I'm sorry, guys. But so, this one kid, I'll just call him... Fuck. You know what? Screw it. I'll just call him fucking Bob. So, Bob was this one kid. He was, like, pretty taller. I think he was, like, 5'11" or some shit. He literally still goes to the school to this day. I'm not even so sure if, like, AJ and his friends, like, still, do what I'm about to talk about later in the story, but, But yeah, Bob is this one kid. He doesn't really know that many words in English. He mostly speaks Spanish, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I guess AJ knows a little bit of Spanish too. Angel knew a bunch of Spanish, so they were able to talk to each other. But the thing about this one kid, Bob, is he's a little different. All right, I'm gonna be real. He's a little different. I had more than one class with him. And, like, he'd do certain things. I never, like, fucked with him because of any of this, but, like, he would do certain things such as, like, watching, or not watching, but like rather like blasting Italian Brain Rot on his phone, like blasting like really like loud, like and obnoxious, like I don't want to call it obnoxious because I'm not trying to give the dude any hate on here, but like he would always kind of be up to something that a lot of people would kind of like look at him weird for, and he always wore a hat. He would sometimes show up with like fits that are a little bit like unmatching and stuff, but so everybody kind of knew him and everybody kind of just recognized him as being that one kid who was a little different. Not very many people like really cared. We would kind of just coexist with him because that's what you're supposed to do, and that's like the right thing to do. Also, kind of just another quick short story that I just kind of feel like telling for, I don't know why. I just felt like it would be like a fun extra thing to throw in. I remember in my math class last year, I had him in that class, and it was like a little bit weird because like I remember he like sat behind this one girl, and like he would like rip her hair out and then like sniff it and then like put it back in his backpack, and then like he would only do it like 1 or 2 hairs at a time. And she like looked back at him and she was like, "Can you please stop?" And he would either just like growl or like groan. And like she asked the teacher if he can move her, and the bro said no. So like literally she just moved herself and never went back to that seat. And honestly, the teacher didn't tell her to move back, which good for the teacher, because like it's probably a good thing that she's not over there, because like she doesn't want to get a bald spot and stuff. I don't know if he still has the hair in his backpack. It's kind of weird. But wholly sidetracked, we need to get back onto the like the real story, right? Okay, so where I was that AJ and a bunch of his friends were, like, talking about something, because I guess they were getting bored of playing basketball or whatever, but they had, like, this basketball. It was, like, filled up with air. Like, it wasn't, like, overfilled with air to the point where, like, it'll, like, bounce too high and potentially explode, but it was definitely, like, a very, like, firm basketball. It was not flaccid at all. This shit was, like, firm. And one of AJ's friends, I'll just call him Mason, he goes, like, "Yo, it would be really funny," and, like, I'm just gonna say, like, for, I guess, like, environmental awareness, like, so you kind of had a picture painted of what this looked like, is, Bob was, like, with a bunch of other kids, and he was, like, playing volleyball, and they're all kind of just, like, playing volleyball together and chilling, but, like, Bob was, like, very, I guess, open. He was accessible in a way. God, that sounds fucked up for what I'm about to say. But, Mason says to AJ, or, no, it was actually I don't remember how this went. I don't remember who told who to do this and who actually did it. But I'm pretty sure it was Mason told AJ to do it, and then AJ did it. He said, "Yo, it'd be really funny? What if you hit Bob in the stomach with that basketball as hard as you could?" So AJ is like, "Okay." And then he picks the basketball up, and this was not a small basketball. Not the size of a fucking beach ball, but this is definitely one of the bigger basketballs, I guess. But he picks it up, he holds it over his head, and then he just throws it, like, full force at Bob, and it hits the target, like, perfectly. Bro looked like he got the wind knocked out of him. Bro was, like, holding on for dear life. And then I see our PE teacher, he notices this. So he, like, walks up to them, and he just knows what happened immediately. He walks him and, like, their whole friend group, like, outside the gym, and, like, they talked about something. But the craziest part about all of this is when they came back in, Bob didn't really seem to give a shit. He was just playing, like, basketball and everything. He did not give a shit. I don't know, maybe he was just, like, that nice of a kid, and AJ and his friends, like, really did not get into that much trouble. Like, I guess the PE teacher was kind of just like, "Oh, you guys cannot be doing this on school grounds, like, stuff like this isn't really funny, and you just can't do this anymore, or else, like, I might have to, like, take off 1 point from your grade, and then, like, yeah, you guys won't be able to play basketball for a week." Some kind of stupid, like, fuckface punishment like that or whatever. He was not the best PE teacher, but, like, it was kind of crazy because after this, like, whole ordeal and this whole incident, like, AJ was, like, still able to, like, I guess, like, fuck with and, like, talk to Bob, and Bob would still just be, like, completely chill with him, Bob was kind of just, he was just a guy, he was definitely like a memorable figure for my time at this school. But yeah, since this story was a bit shorter and I literally haven't posted in 4 days, I'm going to try to make another commentary today. I say that all the time, watch me say that and like not actually get to it. But, I genuinely will try to get some gameplay done and talk over it because I have a pretty good story that I want to tell. And yeah, that'll just be it for this video. And I really appreciate you guys watching. And yeah, that'll be it. So thank you. Wait, hold on. Before this video completely ends, I just want to say, please do not be a fucking asshole like AJ and his friends. Like, I don't know how I forgot to say that, but yeah, just don't do that. And yeah, that's the end of the video. And thank y'all for watching.